Weird thing is, it's recorded fine this afternoon. OBS has been running all afternoon. I used it to record some videos earlier. And, yeah, it was fine for that. Absolutely A-OK perfect. And yet, all of a sudden, now because I clicked stream instead of record, it decides to dick about. But yes, I recorded 2 videos earlier today on this very map, which will be part of my Elm Creek Let's Play series on YouTube going forward. I'm now going to do some streaming instead, folks, from the map. So earlier on I collected all the straw and did some straw baling and stuff and things. And then I did some mulching. I then did some ploughing of a couple of fields. And now I'm going to do some cultivating on some fields. Some fields are ready for harvesting, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I think the potatoes need harvesting, and I definitely am not about to undertake that one just yet. Interesting edges around the fields. Very interesting edges. Let's make sure I've actually done the whole edge of the field, because I feel like I missed a bit there. I did. Try for a lovely spot cultivating. yes, it's been a good day today. So I got 2 videos recorded earlier on this map, which will be part of, like I say, my new Elm Creek Let's Play. I got a load of How Baylor on videos uploaded and scheduled. I got my first Calmston Farm video uploaded and scheduled. I've still got one to render, and I've got an Elm Creek video to render, which I'll probably try and do tonight after I've streamed. Then I can get those uploaded, I can get the thumbnails done, and we can be absolutely rocking out. Nice bit of cultivating. It's also one of the quickest ways in game to get rid of weeds, this. My lovely grass is growing nice and long. Grass is growing nice and tall. Yes, I will cultivate that field in a minute. After a nice evening cultivating, that's what we want. And that looks like what we're going to get. The whole day ahead of us here on the farm. First day of September. Like I say, first day where we've turned seasons off as well. Just to try and prevent us getting the crash glitch. For the fast forward, not sleeping crash thing that happens. That I did talk about to great extent and great lengths today. Duh. Finish your row you're on, cowboy. Or lifting the tool up. We're cultivating. There we go, there's a couple of fields to be getting on with. I don't think any of these required ploughing out of the gate, did they? And I've not just wasted my time cultivating these, I probably should have checked. Well, let's have a quick check of the map then. Yeah, so we've got field 9 to harvest and we've got field 23 to harvest. Okay. We also need to put some lime down on... If I remove needs mulching, needs rolling, needs lime. Okay, I'm not seeing anything needing ploughing. That's good. That is good. Right, what we do, however, need... Right, I'm going to choose something a little bit unusual now. I'm going to let a worker loose on his own. To cultivate field 5. I'm then going to get the combine. And I'm going to go down to field 23. Start combining. Oh, the bloody grass has gone. Because I mulched it. Right. Right, I need this bad boy. And I need him on... Have a quick look. drive to field 23. This is going to be a test for auto drive because I've not previously used auto drive. I downloaded this series of auto drive routes. That's where he's supposed to be going. I'm not entirely sure why he's not going where I've told him to go. But I guess we'll find out. Have we not got a farm silo? Cell tip point? Settle? Doesn't look like it. Right. So, record, start with. I'm just going to stop in there. Curve to there. Right this way. That one to there. And I'm going to want to put one of the things I am going to turn off is So that's going to be field 23. Over at farm silo. Off you go. Turn that off. He should drive to field 23. So I don't know why he... That'll be why. There's no connection there at field 30. Stuck on something. Going down here. Hello, Just Sky. Welcome to the stream. Let's open that up. Let's open that up. Looks like we're doing a bit of canola. I don't want straw swath. Don't. How are we doing on the old header front? Can we open that up a bit? Good. You got Farming Simulator 22 too? Yeah. Yeah, of course I've got Farming Simulator 22. Start a bit of harvesting. I'm not going to worry about dropping straw on this field because I've picked up enough. Got to wait for my trailer to catch up now. Come to the field. So what map are you currently playing on then, Just Sky? What is your current what is your current safe game? Which farm are you currently on? Because you know what? By the time the tractor fast track gets here, it's not gonna be worth him unloading me. There he is. There he is. Now he's come. Now he's turned up. Now he's turned up. Oh, okay, so field 10 needs harvesting as well. Crap. And field 8. Oh, what's field 10? That's sorghum, isn't it? On field 10, I think. I just didn't think that lowered then. Calmsden Farm, yes, good map. Good map. I was playing that map yesterday. I was. I'm doing a YouTube series on that map. So I recorded a couple of episodes yesterday, which will be released in the coming weeks. But yeah, I really like Calmsden Farm. I think that's probably the best map out for Farm Sim 22 at this moment in time. I like Calmsden Farm as well because it's the first UK map, it's the first British map. It's kind of boring playing alone. Depends. Depends. I'm in multiplayer at the moment, but I must admit I do sometimes like single player because I get to tell my own narrative, tell my own story, especially in my Let's Plays. Everything, I'm not being impacted by anybody else. I've got control of everything. Whereas in multiplayer, I kind of have to react to what the other players are doing. So that makes it a little bit harder for me in multiplayer to tell a story, a good story. Because sometimes what I want to do isn't necessarily available. Because other players have done it. Right, let's see if this JCB will actually come and unload me. Come on. Come on, little JCB. Come on. He did. He was able to unload me. I'm impressed. Right, I guess we're going to head over to field 10 next then. Where we will have sorghum to do harvesting of. I also need to fix that road connection. As we go this way. so that the traffic coming out of the farm can actually turn left. Because right now the traffic seems to have issues not being able to turn left. Not quite sure what all the white yellow dots mean. Let's see, is there two ways into the farm? He can turn into the farm from... See, I don't like that one. I don't like that route there. I don't like that. I would much rather have a turn leading into the farm from that point of view. And then down here we've got the problem that this road isn't actually connected to anything. So we will connect that road up. Okay, now the traffic can turn left out of the farm. It can turn right out of the farm. That can probably afford to go that way a little bit more. That one can probably just go that way a bit. I'm just straightening out some of these road network points. And interestingly, we don't have a route in and out of the farm there. Okay. That'll be one for me to record later on then. Okay, so we're on to field 10. Show lines on, show us dots on. Just get a GPS, of course, set up. Perfect. Right, change that to field 10. We need this fella to drive. We want this fella to go and empty in the silo. And then I want him to go down to field 10. And he can start helping me harvest on field 10 then. Okay, he's taking a strange route back to the farm. He's going on the highway. Then he'll take the exit. Right, let's see if he's actually going to tip. Might have to do a bit of work on that corner, because that was cutting it very close. Yeah, he's not actually reached the trigger point is not in the right place. So let me firstly let me move that. See, I'm not liking this too much, if I'm being honest. Here, so let's start his turn a bit earlier, shall we? And then let's move that one a little bit further that way. Then got its axles, steering axles locked. Let's try and reverse this up the hill, shall we? Straight line, come on. Right, let me... just make that corner a little bit wider for him in future. And he should be able to nail it then. So let me tip in there myself. Like I say, in future, you should be able to do it now, because it should be a case of... Alright, he's going to drive back to the field. I can focus on harvesting. Pretty good going. Here comes the tractor. He's made it to the field. We've got plenty. %42 filled. With a bit of luck, I can get this guy to empty me as I'm going down one of the longer runs down towards the bottom of the field. Well, got out the harvester then. So, lots of sorghum getting harvested. Right, stop there. Back to the top. Like I say, I'm going to give Mr. Tractor a chance to unload me now. pipe out. That should be his signal. Come on, dude. I'm going to need to be a bit quicker than that because I'm full. So, here, boy. That's it. That's it. Let's work together. Let's work in tandem. I harvest, you empty. You flipping got this. You are a genius. Well done, Mr. Harvett. Well done, Mr. Tractor. He did that very well, didn't he? He followed me all the way down to the bottom of the field. He knows now he can't unload me going up the field because he's not allowed to drive in the crop. So, he's going to wait there until I call him again. %41 full. Pipes out, tractor's on the move. going to stop because he's just not caught up with me at all this time. Perhaps I should call him earlier in future. Perhaps I need to start put my pipe out before I get to the end of this row. So he's actually already travelling up the field as I'm turning round. Give him half a chance of actually getting somewhere near me. I mean, this is a big field. I think on a small field, he would struggle. And I think that is my overall experience of auto drive so far. Is that on small fields, it just doesn't get in the right position fast enough. Doesn't get alongside the harvester fast enough to be useful. So I'm going to send the signal to the combine to come now. My beacon is flashing. What a jackass! What are you doing? What on earth are you doing, you dickhead? Yes, collision detection. Please be on. Come on, dude, you've got to be quicker than this. Are we allowed to drive now? Come on. That's it. Sent the call to him a lot earlier this time, so hopefully... You're going to need to move out, dude. Dude, you're too close. Dude, the pipe's over here. Left hand down. I might as well just fill him up. Can't. He is full, is he? I think he may actually be full. So he may actually now be driving back to the silo. I'm just going to stop there. Check that this guy is going to unload. Nailed it. Just having a bit of a think. He'll be here in a second, don't worry. Here comes Mr Helge! Silent assassin. Here he comes. Just sneaks into the server. Doesn't say hello, good evening or anything. Just sneaks in. Causes synchronisation warning for me. I best go join the Discord now, I suppose. There he is, look. Lurking. Lurking away. There he is. Lurking in the Discord.
Good evening.
Good evening. Excellent. Come on then. Keep up. Oh, yeah. World Harvest Tag Team Champions.
You can harvest it. Field 10 already.
Yeah. There's loads to be harvested. Loads. Someone's picking up collectibles.
Just found one. I jumped to the bakery to get close to field 10, see what's going on. And there it was. There is an empty tractor. There's an empty tractor driving. What's going on?
Empty tractor?
Yeah. The crane cart is empty. Tractor.
I've got a worker helping me.
What is it?
Workers
There's no worker in there.
Worker was unloading me.
There's nobody in the cab.
There is for me. There's a little lady sat in it for me.
No. No, when I was sitting in there then maybe. But it's an empty. 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 Oh. More mulching. With a lot of mulching. Lime spreading.
I've done some ploughing, I've done some cultivating, done some stone picking, I'm doing some harvesting. There's potatoes to harvest on field 8 as well.
So what system do you use here?
I'm using auto drive.
Auto drive.
He's gonna ride behind me because he realises he can't get to the pipe because the pipe's in the crop. So he's just gonna follow me down to the end of the field, and then when I turn around, he'll then unload me. And then once he gets full, he drives to the silo and he tips it in the silo, and then he comes back. And oh, he's just a genius, this man. This bloke is just a genius. Apart from the moment he drove it straight into me at one point. As I was harvesting down the field and he was driving up the field, he decided to drive straight into me. So I just had to tweak his collision detection a little bit. Big turn. Come on. Come on. Struggles a little bit when the trailer starts getting a bit heavy. You've done that thing again where you've kind of got yourself a little bit off centre, mate. That's it. That's it. That's it. There you go. Now he's got it. Now he's got it. What? The goddamn genius. He won't drive off the field, so he stops so he doesn't go anywhere near the railway line. Clever little man. So you have harvested field 23. As I say, field 8 needs to be harvested. That's potato, so that'll be the next job after this one. And then there's field 28, mow. And field 4 to mow. It's all flipping... It's all action. All action Jackson.
Yeah, it's a lot of work in the beginning, and especially when you have so many fields.
There's Mr Helge doing some mulching. Mulch, 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 mulch. Look at Mr Helge's pace, he'll have the field mulched before I finished harvesting it.
What?
I says, you'll have the field mulched before I finished harvesting it at the rate you're going.
I think so.
Yeah, you're so much faster than me.
It's taking a lot more time. And much smaller, narrower.
Giving this chance a guy to drive all the way back down to the top of the field. That's going to be a tight turn. That's going to be a tight turn. Oh. I wouldn't have attempted that if I had been driving that JCB. I'd have turned the other direction.
Mulch the part that you haven't harvested yet?
Mulch the part that you haven't harvested. I noticed some very weird things earlier when I logged in. Like, there was like one strip of one field that needed ploughing, one strip on field 7 that needed ploughing. It's bizarro. Still don't think the map's loaded right now because it's showing me as having got stuff on field 5, look. Weird that. Must have harvested that bit. Seems like every time I log in, the map loads weird. So I ended up ploughing the whole of field 7 because I wasn't sure if it all needed ploughing or whether it was just one strip.
Yeah, it looks a little bit odd, sir.
Field 5 looks odd. as well. Fields 1, 2 and 3 I cultivated. 6 and 7 I ploughed. Oh no! No, that's right. No, it's right. It's correct. Field 5 is correct. Because if I tab over to that field, the tractor is going to be sitting there. Because I'm guessing the worker didn't plough all the edges correctly. So I probably need to go and manually do the edges. I'm guessing the worker stopped because he kind of got freaked out by trees or fences or something. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Because after I cultivated fields 1, 2 and 3, I sent the worker over, set a worker on field 5 so I could go harvest 23 and then come and start doing the harvest here on 10. And I figured I'd get all the normal regular harvesting out of the way before I start doing the potatoes, because the potatoes is probably going to take the longest. Is my grain cart driver driven off again? He's not quite full, but he's going to the silo anyway. He's at 88%, so he's deemed that enough going empty. Look at him, look at him. He knows exactly where the silo is, look. He drives in. I sometimes kind of wish on this map Stevie had swapped the silo and the vehicle shed. Swap places. So there was a little bit more room to get to the silo. When you drive into the farm, you've got a little bit more. You've got a little bit more room.
A bit close to the farmhouse. Huh?
Yeah, I would have put the silo over a bit, so the tractor's got a bit more room to turn and get himself sorted out when he first comes in. Well, I could, but it means bulldozing it all and then buying another one. And I don't want to bulldoze it, really. maybe on the next restart, I'll bulldoze it and move it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's a little bit narrow, you know, to be honest.
Yeah, on the next map restart, I'll move it.
I mean, if you think about using a big truck, you know, with a trailer, that's probably too narrow. It's going to be very narrow for a proper truck, definitely. If you had like a pace setter trailer or a distinction, you would struggle to get that in there. Which we used in the past.
Yeah.
And you want to have a big, and CV usually has a rather big silo area with many silos and big unloading and loading area. A lot of space around. But here it was obviously not enough space for that.
Well, there is space. Like I say, if you swapped the two buildings over, put the silo where the vehicle shed is and put the vehicle shed where the silo is, that's all that needed. The silo would have a bit more room. Maybe put the fuel tank directly opposite the farmhouse immediately as you come in, so tractors driving in and out of the farm, they can access the fuel straight away. Then have the vehicle shed, and then have the silo in a bit more of the open area at the end before you go into the main yard, before you get towards the chickens, before you get towards the straw selling point shed and everything. You'd have a lot more room then, and you'd definitely be able to get a big truck, a proper truck in there then. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
What happened?
Thank you, Gerald. I'm unloading into the trailer and he just randomly decides to drive off.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want to unload you, he says.
They are artificial idiots.
He says, I want to unload you. You don't unload yourself. I must unload you. So I'm going to drive around in a circle. And look, now I'm going to unload you. That's exactly where you started 10 seconds ago.
He makes a big fuss about it.
Yeah. That's exactly where you was 30 seconds ago. You could have just stayed there.
He wants to be seen on the stream. That's it.
Exactly.
He's showing off.
Wow. Slow down, cars. Right, so I'm going to tell him to continue now. So continue on your merry way. But actually, stop. And I'm just going to have you deliver to the farm silo. So, go. Yeah, there's my cultivator. He's sat there. I need to finish off cultivating field 5 quickly. I can do that. I've got the talent. Huh? Appears to be a random plant pot.
What?
There's a random plant pot in the middle of our field. Where did that come from?
Where? Which field?
Field 5. I can't pick it up, I don't think. No. Bizarro land. Wasn't there when I mulched earlier? It wasn't. Because I mulched across the top of the field and along the bottom of the field.
Maybe it's wheat. Wheat.
It's a plant and a plant pot. It's come from somebody's garden, but I don't know how. There's some kids have been out throwing it about, antisocial behaviour.
Yeah.
Right, that's hopefully field 5 now looking all properly. Yeah. That was it. Just hadn't finished cultivating it. PS. Alright. Random map glitch. Must be since I restarted the map earlier. After updating the mods.
Yeah, you added 2 more mods?
Well, I updated one which had bugs and was causing script errors. And then I added one new one. Yeah.
And the new one is doing what?
It's supposed to make, again, when you're turning with a trailer or with a tool, like me turning now with the cultivator, it's supposed to make it more realistic. And like when you're reversing with it, it stops it from oversteering. Like it should make it easier for reversing stuff and parking stuff. One of the things it's supposed to do is it's supposed to stop you as the tractor driver turning so sharp that you hit the tool. But I haven't noticed that bit working. I still keep managing to drive into my own tools.
Yeah, I mean, when I reverse with this tool, I don't recognize any difference. You have to switch it on, maybe, in the menu.
No, I don't think so. It's supposed to always be on, because it's supposed to detect whether a trailer or a tool has got a specific line of code in its XML. If it detects that the tool or the trailer has the code, it should automatically apply to it. So it might just be the case that the tool doesn't have the code, the one that you're using. But I've noticed with that mulcher, I noticed earlier when I was doing it, it doesn't behave all that great. Because when I was using the lift all button on my steering wheel, it was only lifting one. It was only lifting the back bit. It wasn't lifting the front one as well, the front mulcher. Yeah. And when I was pressing the button to turn on or turn off all tools, again, it was only turning off one of them. It wasn't turning off both. So I don't think that mod still behaves quite properly.
So it says steering sensitivity, yeah, of course, but there is a steering back speed. Okay, that is how quick your wheel turns back. Okay,
yeah,
that has nothing to do with it. Volume, I don't see anything there.
Field 10 is okay. 10's getting mulched. That's all okay. Shame a bit of field 5 needs ploughing. Might have to put the plough on it. Might have to put a plough on it at some point. Did you successfully deliver and unload? You did. Clever. How's my lime crusher doing? Because I have put stone in it. Is it up and running? Is it active? It's not active. I will activate it then.
Any vegetables growing?
No, I haven't had a chance to fill the greenhouses yet. I haven't bought the water trailer yet, and the truck, to be perfectly honest. There is a truck at half price in the store.
So, money-wise, we still need some money, right?
Do I want lime green for the water truck?
What is that? Only 44,000?
Yeah, it's second hand.
Okay.
There's up to 71,000 if I increase the engine in it, though.
Well, it's sitting there most of the time.
Yeah, it's a bit of a waste. Can I make it a different colour? Can I make it blue? Yeah, why not? Let's have it blue. I don't think I'm going to get a second-hand Stevie water trailer, so I'm going to have to probably buy one of those. Is it under slurry tanks, I think? Elm Creek multi-tanker. Probably want that one, because that one will let us transport oil, and it will let us transport homogenised long-life milk. So I probably want one of them ones. I'll have it with the big tank. Get it in. Same light blue. Nice red.
Oh, field 4 is ready to harvest.
Yeah, there's loads to harvest today. Field 28. Field 8.
What can you see? Oh, there. Pass. Field 8 is potatoes.
Potatoes! We should nearly have enough stuff then to do the piggies. We'll be able to add the pigs in, I bet. Because I bet we've got most of the crops now. Well, we'll nearly have corn.
Eat sorghum.
Yeah. We'll almost have corn when we harvest field 17, is it? When that's ready to harvest, we'll have the corn.
You turn seasons off.
I've turned off the growth cycle, yeah, but the rest of the seasons is still active, so the colour changes.
We can plant whatever we want.
Yeah, we can plant whatever we want, whenever we want, correct.
Much too easy.
I think that will speed up the game a little bit and make it a little bit less waiting for us. Although it still takes a lot of months for the crops to grow, it doesn't speed up the growing any quicker. So if wheat takes 10 months to grow, it takes 10 months to grow.
When we harvest it, like this field 10, when we're done, right?
Yeah.
Then we can fertilize, and then we can start planting whatever we want. That's a good thing. Right?
Yeah, we haven't got to leave it for a year to be able to plant what we want on it.
And then you forget.
And then you forget what you was going to plant on it, yeah.
Oh, that you wanted to plant something. And you have to wait another year for the crop. Chance to plant this crop is coming back.
Oh, you scumbag, Stevie.
What did you do? You can't get water?
Can't get water from the little silo thing anymore because he freaking changed it. He did, the little git.
Look, there's a water pond here. Next to field 10.
Yeah, there's also one in. There's also one in the middle of the farm. That's annoying, because then I'm going to have to place a normal water tank instead, and they take ages to fill the bloody trailer. I thought I'd edited the map. I thought I edited this map and fixed it. Or did I only do the one at the farm? Oh, I lose track. Maybe I did it on the last version of the map and not the 1.6. I'll have to make a note somewhere to check 1.7. I wonder why he placed that water tank at the pig building. I guess he wants you to use that. You water.
You suck it dry.
Suck our pond dry, yeah. I'll have to get a little placeable water tank mod thing. We can, like a fire hydrant. I think there's a fire hydrant mod that lets you fill up with water. And I think it's got a quicker fill rate. Very useful filling up.
Quick. How many tanks do you need for that greenhouse thing?
Well, I think they eat quite a lot. I think they hold, what is it, about 250,000 litres of water?
250,000, yeah. What is the filling of this tank?
120.
100, so
I need
3 times, and that's done.
2 and a bit times to fill 1 greenhouse. And I've got 4 greenhouses to fill.
So it's each greenhouse is 250,000.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a different story.
Yeah, they're very...
I think you should use conveyor belts to transport the water from the pond.
Yeah, I should use interstellar logistic stations.
Yeah. Dyson sphere.
Interstellar logistics, that's what I need.
Today or yesterday I was checking out how to do these. And then I found that you need so much shit here to build them. That I haven't built yet.
The worst bit is the titanium, because you got to until you get the logistic stations. You've got to fly to the planet yourself and carry it all back.
Yeah.
You have.
I mean, the last 2 videos that I saw from by Catherine, she had in her video description what she had what she wanted to do. But she always ended up doing the painting stuff. Oh, I like the painting stuff. This is such a useless crap. Huh?
That's such a waste of resources.
You have almost unlimited resources. And then you use coal to produce the paint, where you could use the coal to produce power. And then you have to transport the paint to all these individual belts that you paint the stuff with, and it's such a hassle. It completely destroys the whole game on my point of view, because you end up just painting the stuff and not producing anything. It's not only a waste of your time, it's all the sort of.
So have they changed it since I played then? Because when I played it when I played Dyson Sphere last, to make the foundations and do the painting stuff, you needed steel and stone bricks.
That's not the painting I mean. You paint the individual produce, like steel or iron. You can paint it.
Oh.
It's like a module. It's like modules in Factorio, then you get either additional production or production speed increase, which additionally uses more power. Yeah.
What's the point?
But, I mean,
what's wrong with the normal
almost
production?
Unlimited resources, and just leave the machine running 5 minutes more, and then you have the additional product.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the production speed. But just build another production line, but not because I paint the product that goes into the machine. And if a machine produces something out of 3 intermediate products, all these intermediate products have to be color coded or painted. Yeah, there are three levels of paint actually, yeah, produced from different material, diamonds in the end. Yeah? But they have a 15% bonus or 25% bonus or whatever. It's, on my point of view, both Catherine of Sky and Nilos are so praising this new feature, yeah, as so great. It's just annoying stuff that takes your time.
Yeah. Because from my point of view, if I want to produce more stuff, I will just go to another planet and set up a new factory. I'll set up some new miners to mine the stuff. I'll set up some more smelters to smelt the stuff. And because you've got so many fucking planets and so many systems you can go to, again, you're not going to run out of shit.
It's abandoned. Even if you set resources to 0.5%, it's abandoned. Material is there in unlimited quantities. And now she already did two videos, each about 45 minutes long, and I think one I did watch only half of it, because she ends up doing the painting stuff. Oh, I cannot put it down here, so I have to to use the bells over there and restructure and blah blah. It's such bullshit, yeah. And she does it like a let's play tutorial. It's a bullshit tutorial. It's nothing to do with a tutorial.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think I'd be getting into that when I start Dyson Sphere again. I did load the game up earlier today because I noticed there was an update. I had an update on Steam for it, and I was like, oh, I just better load the game up and make sure that it all loads, because the game is installed on that hard drive that I had issues with at the start of the week. And a lot of the games that I've had installed on that hard drive have been doing updates nearly every single day this week, and I didn't know whether it was my hard drive mucking about or whether the game has actually had an update.
Yeah, you can play the game. It's a good game, and like I said, I also played it, but I'm not doing this color coding. It gives on each little product, it gives a little arrow, or 2 arrows, or 3 arrows, depending on the level, like a YouTube arrow thingy. Yeah. It looks like, and it's not. It's just adding more work for the player in the game. You can do more things, but I don't see the point. Yeah? Even painting these cubes, these science cubes, doesn't make sense, because you produce so many of them.
So much science.
Yeah?
In the end,
that you can't produce use these science cubes in the end, because you produce so much.
Especially the blue, red, and yellow science. Fucking hell! You end up with so much of that stuff. You end up burning it. You end up burning it in power stations. You might as well use it as a fuel, because you've got that much of it. It's a bit like hydrogen. You never run out of hydrogen in Dyson Sphere. You fucking hell. You start fucking drowning in the stuff. Trying to get rid of it is the big problem, because it soon backs up all your fucking production lines.
The brown stuff, yeah? This light brown.
Your refined oil. Your refined oil.
Yeah, I'm using that to produce power. Yeah? I put some power plants there and feed it with it to get rid of it.
The refined oil's not so bad because, like you say, you can use that in several of different recipes for like making your plastics, making your nanotubes and stuff. But for me, it was always hydrogen because the hydrogen would back up, and then the hydrogen stops your refined oil from being produced.
As I played this game to a certain level, I never found that there was not enough raw material. I mean, now it puts you. First of all, the paint has to be produced, so you use raw material to produce the paint in order to save raw material. Such a stupid logic can only be that can only come from Chinese people.
And the other thing to remember as well is, in your starting system, you're given the smallest planets with the least amount of stuff.
Yeah.
As soon as you can fly to another system, you've got more planets in those systems. The planets are bigger and they have more resources. So your starting system should just be there to get you to the point where you can travel somewhere else. As soon as you can travel to another system where you've got more stuff, that's when you want to start building your big factories and trying to build your Dyson sphere and everything. But so many people get into this tunnel vision of trying to build everything in the starter system.
You have to get back to the starter system, yeah.
Everybody keeps trying to build everything in the starter system. It's like, no, that's not the point. The point of the game is you leave that. You leave that far behind and never return to it eventually. The idea is you work further into the system, because the further you go into the system, the more you get exposed to. You've got far more planets. You find more and more planets with more and more resources that have greater amounts of resources. So like you say, the abundance of resources, it is almost limitless, especially the deeper you go.
Which means it does not make sense to save on resources by adding an item produced after 5 items. You get a free item. I don't care about the free item. That's a sugar beet header.
Yeah, I'm just dropping it off so I can get to the potato one.
Are they producing a new Indiana Jones?
Yes. Yeah, that movie was in. It was.
Not old enough.
It was. Yeah, it's been in production for a while, that film, because he got injured. And then they had to take a delay because somebody got injured. And then the film started shooting again, and then I think one of the either stunt people, there was either a stunt person or somebody got killed. So then the film got shut down again. Well, that was all investigated and dealt with, and then they started again, and then obviously all the corona stuff and meant that they couldn't go to some of the locations that they were supposed to shoot at, so the film got put on hold again. So yeah, they've been trying to film a new Indiana Jones for a while. I need to unfold the harvester. Probably not going to do it with GPS for the first run.
Yeah, is there any news about Alec Baldwin who killed some camera woman?
No, that's all gone very quiet. That has. I've not heard much about that for a few weeks now. I'm not sure what. I mean, again, I imagine there's like a big legal thing with that. There's going to be, because obviously, I imagine the people's families are going to be suing.
Years, it will be years for them. He immediately supported the family if they need money or anything. But I don't think he's responsible, but except as a producer, he's responsible. And I don't know why they have actually real ammunition on such a film set.
Yeah, that strikes me as weird. Why would you have real ammunition?
That's typical America.
Real ammunition on a film set.
Around with this stuff.
And certainly, why would you have real ammunition anywhere near a gun that had already had a couple of issues previously? During scenes where it didn't fire properly and the set weapons master had issues with it.
Yeah, they have to follow the responsibility chain. Who's responsible for the weapon? Who's responsible for handing out the weapon? Who's checking what is loaded with and all that stuff.
But then, after the event, Dwayne Johnson came out, didn't he? And said, why in this day and age are we using real weapons on film sets anyway?
Yeah.
He says, why aren't we using props? He says, why aren't we using plastic guns? He says, foam guns. He says, with CGI and stuff, you can touch the stuff up afterwards to make it look more realistic.
Not only that, I mean, maybe they want the actor to handle the weapon and show that is a real weapon, but then at least make it so that it can't ever shoot. File
take the firing pin out.
Yeah. You can just shorten it, that it couldn't possibly fire a bullet, even if there was a sharp bullet in it. And if you ever shot a gun like that, you have to really hard to pull the trigger very hard in order to get the shot out of it. I mean, it can't be accidentally, oops, I'm sorry, I touched it. No, you have to really pull hard to get a shot out of it. Unless you cock the trigger, you know.
Like I say, I know Dwayne Johnson's come out and said he'll never have real weapons on any of his movie sets ever again. Fair play to him. I mean,
on the other hand, any gun will look very small in his hands.
Exactly. A guy that size, he's a big enough weapon in his own right. He's a big enough weapon in his own right.
He should not be allowed on a film set.
Exactly.
He's too dangerous. If he hits somebody accidentally, he's dead.
Drive around that tree.
So on Saturday in Great Britain there is no corona anymore.
Is there?
Decided by the Prime Minister.
Oh, really? That's news to me.
You don't need to wear masks anywhere.
Yeah. Sorry, Prime Minister, that's not the case. At all.
And then he can have parties wherever he wants.
Crop destruction? I've done crop destruction. Uh-oh. I've got my Mr Helge head on today.
Jesus.
Thought it was a grass field.
Yeah. Already take.
Can't remember what's growing on that field. Is it barley or oats or something? Soybeans?
Soybeans. Look at the damage. That's so much money.
That's all the profit gone for the year.
I think we should start this map over again.
Start the map over again?
Yeah.
We will do in 1.7.
Without crop destruction. What do you mean we will do 1.7?
When Stevie releases the next map update, we'll have to start again.
You think there will be one?
There will be one. He sent me a message today.
Oh my god.
He sent me a message today because
what else is he going to do?
Well, he sent me a message and it started with, "Hi Chris, saw a bit of your stream the other night. Saw you have started on version 1.6 of the map because you were crashing on 1.4. Hate to tell you this, but the crash bug also exists in 1.6. So you may find you still run into the same issue. Okay. I am working on the fix and it will be included in the next update for the map." I'm like, oh great, I thought we'd fixed that issue, Stevie, with the crashing. I thought we'd tracked it all down. And that's why you went back to using normal Giants animal pens.
So what is his verdict? What is the crash issue?
It's hard to say.
Not knowing.
It's something to do with shaders, when shaders switch. Shaders and textures are switching.
Does he fix it in version 7?
Well, he's kind of hoping that there's going to be an update for the game before 1.7 from Giants, which might fix some of these stuff, and then he's also doing another rebuild of the map anyway.
They fix?
Because there's a lot of things that they need to fix, Giants. I mean...
That will be fixed by end of the year.
I think it'll be fixed before the first DLC comes out.
They will stop the game, stop development of the game before the first DLC comes out. And then my season's pass is crap again.
Seasons. So now on
to me on farm sim games, you know. Somebody stops developing after I paid for a season pass.
Yeah, Giants decide, yeah, we're not going to fix the bugs, we're not going to release any DLC. We're just going to go and have a party with the Prime Minister. They're just going to take the... They're just going to take the money and have a big party with the Prime Minister. Because he's allowed to have parties. I'm 45% at the moment, plus I'm also driving the wrong way around the field.
Start straw collecting?
Straw collecting? Hey, there's no straw to collect. I've done all the straw collecting. I did all that earlier. I did some loading wagoning, and then I thought this is going to take ages with the loading wagon, so then I went and got the baler and did it all with the bales instead, which sped things up a bit. There was a lot of straw. Right, let's go driving.
So, you need to fill up the Meriden fuel tank first before you can...
Is there no fuel in it? Did I not buy some fuel in it for it?
It doesn't load fuel on my... I don't know whether there's fuel in it, but it doesn't fill my tractor. 25,000 liters.
Oh, we had some.
Huh?
Oh, we had some in it.
Oh, I can buy... It says I can buy 25,000 liters. How do I see how much is... The silo is empty. Should I buy one? Should I buy fuel?
Yeah, buy fuel. That'll put it in it. $25,000 litres. Yeah, that's it. It's unusual, Mr Helge buying fuel. But I ought to go out and buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, make a cross in at the calendar. Mark the calendar.
Mark it on your calendar, folks. Next year we'll have a bank holiday to celebrate the fact that Mr Helge bought some fuel and didn't run out.
I bought fuel when I had only half left in my tractor, just to make sure I'm not running out of fuel. It will never happen again. Not in this life. There comes your auto load truck.
He doesn't seem to be driving like an auto load truck. He seems to be driving a bit reckless. Whoa!
Shall I drive like an auto load?
No?
It's not unloading. What's going on? No, I'm stuck on your pipe. I think we need to lift it over.
Does your trailer take?
Huh?
Does your trailer accept potatoes?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's turning. The pipe is rolling, but there are no potatoes coming out.
It should do. Can you lower the sides down at all? Maybe?
Let's see. It's only one side, the other doesn't.
Yes, it does.
What do we have? What is it, a trailer, right?
Yeah, it takes potatoes.
What trailer is it? The wrong one. In the wrong one. Yeah, potatoes, everything.
What happens if you jump in the potato machine? Does it work? Unload if you jump in there and switch it on?
Yeah.
It just doesn't like me, everybody.
What the fuck?
Right, Mr Helge's got to harvest the potatoes then, everybody, because apparently the harvester won't unload if I drive it.
Yes.
Freaking walls.
Maybe it's because it was still a helper activated.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been.
By you? Huh? Because you had the helper activated?
I didn't have a helper.
Do you use GPS at all? Or?
I haven't used any GPS so far on that field. So, entirely up to you if you want to use GPS. I was just kind of doing headlands so that when I was turning around on the field I wouldn't drive onto other fields.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It was a good idea, I just wasn't very successful at it.
I was told that it happens. No driver with same target available. Oh.
Let me guess, yours is saying field...
Is there a chance that I can just get rid of that menu? Or?
Yeah, you can close that box.
Huh? How can I close the box?
If you...
When I use my mouse and I can't get there.
If you use the... click the middle mouse button, you can move your mouse on the screen and click the little cross. Or you can hit number pad... Alt number pad 0 turns it on and off as well. And then if you need to, you can middle click your mouse again to be able to move your camera about. Let's come and do some cultivating on that field. In time. Field 8's going to need ploughing after the potatoes. That's all good stuff. All this pig food we're getting.
Interesting why they call it beet technology and potato technology instead of just root crops.
Root crop technology.
And then have both of the headers in one section. And not have two separate sections. I don't know. Until somebody comes with a header that can be used for potatoes, sugar beet, carrots, whatever root crop they invent.
I imagine you're going to be quite full over there. Right, we need to do a bit of lime spreading, I think, on that field number 9. Bit of lime spreading. And then I can set about doing my cultivating after that. That'll get rid of the weeds on field 9. Plenty of lime.
Field 8 needs plowing.
Good. Get
what types of plows do we have?
We have the culti plow thing. We have a culti plow, which I think is 8 meters, and then we've got a 9 meter cultivator. It's pretty good.
But you need a plow.
Yeah.
Oh, culti plow.
Culti plow will do it. That's a plough. I used that on field 6 and 7 earlier.
What fancy tractor did you buy?
This is the nice John Deere 8RX. But I got the European one because I prefer the tracks being close to the tractor. I don't like the American one where the tracks are like 6 foot wider than the tractor. It looks a bit stupid.
Yeah. Is it a Giants version or model?
This is Giants. This is base game. There are modded ones out there. I think Sid Modding, I think he released a pack on the Mod Hub a couple of days ago that has, I think, the John Deere 8R, 8RT, 8RX and something else in it, I want to say.
When you start spraying, why do you drive so close to the edge when you have a 42 meter wide sprayer?
I just used it. I'm just thinking to myself, I just want to make a little bit of a headland, that's all, so I've got room to turn around without driving all over someone else's field. But yeah, I'm not using the sometimes I don't rotate the GPS when I'm doing that headland business. I just freehand it, just free ball it, you know.
Yeah, me too, but then I can still go much further away from the edge.
And plus, I tend to play quite zoomed in, so with a spreader like this, I can't actually see where the ends of the spreader are. The lime is being thrown off
the basic
screen.
The game does not allow you to zoom out very far, like we had in 19. Here was a mod where you could zoom out very far.
Yeah, the camera zoom extension mod. Although to be fair, that's quite zoomed out. That I'm at now. I'm quite zoomed out now. I know we could zoom out a heck of a lot further in 19, but then it's like ants on the screen.
Yeah, it's far. It's okay. The zoom range.
I would just like them to find a way with the camera to come up with a system that allows me to not have to worry about having collisions on, so I can zoom right in without the camera jerking and moving around, you know, if it detects the lime spreader. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to turn off the camera collisions, because every time I drive into a shed I can't see anything, because I have to zoom in then to see what my tractor.
Yeah.
So I would still like a mod that gives...
Because you're outside the roof.
Yeah, I would still like a mod that allows you to zoom it, that automatically zooms in when you go into a shed or a building, but turns off the collisions when you're outside buildings, so you can zoom in on right on your tractor without the camera freaking out. Oh, I've run out of lime. Bloody hell. You need unloading yet?
22%.
Full?
Full.
Ages yet then.
I think I can harvest the whole field without unloading. Next time we have to plant potatoes on field 18.
Yeah, we need a potato harvest on field 18 again.
Yeah, that's an advantage of Stevie's map. You can get attached. You can get some personality to the fields, because there are not 1,000 of them. Can you remember which fields you harvested?
Yeah. It's easy to remember the numbers when there's only 27 of them.
Yeah. I think I'm almost full. It says 27%.
I keep hitting trees. I'm going to have to get the chainsaw.
That's because this tractor is so hard to drive with these trucks. Good.
Well, what it is I drive out the yard, I get hit by the AI driver that fires me across the road into one set of trees. And then as I'm coming out of those set of trees, I get hit by another driver coming the opposite way who fires me into the other set of trees. And I'm basically just a pinball for the AI traffic.
Like a pinball wizard.
Yeah. I mean, AI traffic.
Yeah, how much I like these pinball machines when I was a little boy.
I'll go over there and do
tilt.
Tilt.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding.
Doesn't get the same vibe when you play it on the computer.
Yeah, you used to get a pinball game in Windows, and then they took it out years ago. That
Still have it.
Spaceball, pinball, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Quite cool, but then they removed it. That field's not been mulched. I'm about to run out of more lime. Oh no!
I'm empty again.
Stole all his potatoes.
I was only 41% full.
That's alright, I'm 51% full. So I imagine you can hold more in your harvester than I can hold in my trailer.
Yeah. That's the math, yeah. Unless you can increase your capacity by lifting up the sides and also the front piece.
I've put the sides back up. Put the sides back up.
Not the front.
No, the front makes it a little bit easier not to get hung up on the harvester. Let's play with the wheel for a bit. Oh yes. Jeez. Wow, the force feedback is quite strong on my wheel now. Especially the more I turn it to one side or the other. I might have to turn that back down. That's a little bit ridiculous, that is. Makes it hard for me to turn the wheel all the way. I have strong arms by the time I finish playing. I look like Popeye.
I was in the gym. I don't need this exercise.
You was in gym, was you?
Yeah. He was quite happy.
You're always in gym, you are.
I bench pressed my highest weight ever.
Which is very useful if you've ever got to press a bench.
Yeah, 3 times 80 kilos.
3 times 80?
I mean, I pressed it, it's a weight of 80 kilos and I pressed it 3 times. I didn't have an assistant, so I didn't dare do it the 4th time.
Gotta have a spotter. Gotta have a spotter.
Somebody who can grab it when I can't get it up again.
Yeah. The wheel keeps coming undone.
What is this? What are these marks on top of the fields on the map? What are these?
What marks?
Is this autoplay? Auto drive?
The little white dot things? Yeah, it's markers for auto drive. It's destination.
So you had to place them, or?
Yeah.
Is it? What is it?
It's a marker.
Place them on the map, or do you drive there to place them?
You drive there to place it. I'll show you in a second.
Yeah, at one point you need to tell me how it works. If I ever use it.
No, I've got it mapped to buttons on my controller, because I don't want to use the keyboard to activate it all the time. Although sometimes I have to use the mouse. A lot of the basic functionality I can do now with the controller, which is handy. And then I've got a couple of buttons on my Stream Deck as well that I can use for various different things. Right, I have finished my seeding, my lime spreading, presently. So if I open up the auto drive window again, that's auto drive in its basic GUI. And the current destination for this tractor is set to fuel station. I can change that. I can go into farm yard. But right now, obviously, I can't really see anything. As I'm driving around the map, it all looks very, very normal and pretty straightforward. Looks perfectly the same. So if I now go into the edit mode, all of a sudden, you can see all the paths that auto drive can drive on.
And are these? Did you create these paths, or?
I loaded them in.
Did you? What?
I loaded somebody else has created the paths, and I loaded their file. I got a
Stevie's map.
Yeah, or... somebody created the paths on Stevie's map and posted their file on Stevie's Facebook, and I took a copy of it, and I thought I will utilise it. So yeah.
He's driving on the field edge, or?
Well, he's not driving. I'm driving. The blue lines.
The dots are on the field edge.
Yeah, because this is a two-way course around the field. Basically, the guy has recorded a two-way course, so tractors and equipment can drive in any direction around this field. Very useful when he's doing combine unloading and stuff. So he can drive anywhere around this field to come and find the harvester. Once he's finished, he comes back to field 8. This is the point where the trailer would come. So if you had a tractor and trailer and you was harvesting, he would come and sit here until the harvester wanted unloading, and then he would drive over to the harvester.
This is the dot that you see in the map, right?
Yeah, that's the dot you see in the map. So all the dots represent different things. Like there'll be a dot at the fuel station representing where auto drive can automatically refuel all the equipment. There's
I mean, to make these courses, it takes hours. I mean, incredible.
I had to place the one at the silo because weirdly, the guy didn't actually have an unload point at the silo, so I've had to make this one here. But then all the other ones he had done. So yeah, he's got all the fields. He's got points set up for all the fields, so you can drive equipment to every one of the fields automatically. So if you need to take multiple machines to the fields, and basically on the GUI at the side here, if I make it a bit bigger for everybody so they can see it.
And how do you open this UI?
You can press Alt number pad 0.
Up?
Alt.
What?
Alt on your keyboard.
Alt.
Alt plus number pad 0.
Oh yeah, okay. And then you can navigate with the mouse in this.
Yeah, if you middle mouse click, that lets you navigate with your mouse. So obviously you've got your destinations in your destination box. That tells you all your destinations. I need to lower that down
like
at all.
AD debug, BGA fields productions.
Yeah. So animal dealer, farm, silo, BGA, fields is all the field markers. So all the markers you see next to the fields, that's those. Then you've got productions. So all the sell points and productions that are built into the map. He's got automatic tip points for those. He's got tip points for all the sell points. He's even got tip points for the train silos. So you pick...
Probably not a tip point for our stone crusher.
No. No, we would have to record that ourselves. But that's on the drive, which is the sort of default mode. If you click that button, it changes, and that then turns into pick up and deliver mode. So you tell auto drive.
Which button is that?
That's the one next to. That's the one next to the stop button. So you've got the stop button, you've got the change mode button, you've got the continue driving, which is the 2 arrows. You've got the parking button, which is P. You've got the number of laps to do. Then you've got 2 speed icons. You've got the options button, and then you've got the edit mode, which is the little exclamation mark in the triangle. So you've got pick up and deliver, so you tell it where you want to pick up from. So again, you would choose maybe the farm silo. I have to keep moving it down the screen because that box disappears off the top. Farm silo. Then tell it where you want to deliver. So sell point. We're going to sell at Johnson's Farmers Market. Something. I don't know what we'd sell. We could tell it what we want to sell.
Yeah, I mean, when there is when you do something, next time you can give me an example how to do it.
Then if you click the change mode button again, you've just got deliver. So if you was anywhere on the map and your trailer's suddenly full of stuff from somewhere, you can tell it to go somewhere and deliver.
What is the change button? I don't know.
It's the second one on the menu, on the bottom bar. Like you say, you've got the stop and start button on the left.
Well, on the bottom bar, there is an autobahn, the road.
Yes, if you click the road, that's your change mode button.
Yeah. Fuel station, potatoes. Huh? I don't know. Maybe it depends what vehicle you're driving.
Yes. But obviously I can't load anything into that at the minute apart from lime and solid fertilizer. If I go and pick up a trailer, I've got access to everything.
Get more options.
Yeah. You can move that box anywhere on your screen by clicking on it and dragging it about. So you can put it anywhere in the corners, out of the way if you don't want it.
If you use the trailer and tell it to unload me, can it do it?
If your have you got in your harvester, have you got it set to field 10?
What?
If you go into auto drive on your potato harvester, if you open up auto drive now, does it say field 10? That's the destination.
Where do I do that? Tell me what I have to click.
It just needs to say field 10 somewhere. So if you've got the road icon...
Where does it say? It says auto drive, deliver.
Change it to the road icon. Change it back to road mode.
Yeah.
And then in the...
Fuel station.
Right, change that. Click in that box and go down to fields and pick field 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, you've done that. That's all you need to do then. You don't have to press anything else. What I will do is I'll now set the truck, the tractor, and what should happen is every time you fold your pipe out, that tells the tractor to come and unload you. Now, he might not do it because it's a little bit glitchy with potato harvesters and sugar beet harvesters at the minute. Apparently they're going to have that cracked for the next version.
So when I come back the road, I will pipe out.
Yeah.
I guess because unloading this harvester is a little tricky.
Yeah.
Not much leverage.
Yeah, with combines it's a lot easier to program because they all tend to have pipes of the same length, so the offset from the harvester to the trailer for unloading is pretty consistent amongst all the different harvesters. Yet obviously the potato harvesters and the sugar beet harvesters are a little bit different because you can move the pipes up and down and you can change the distance of the pipe from the harvester, and that can cause a bit of confusion for the auto drive bloke. But apparently in the next version of auto drive, whenever they release that, it's going to be fixed. So auto drive is quite happy to work with the potato harvesters and the sugar beet harvesters. Because like I say, he can cause you some issues like I found out. And as you witnessed in Hout Baileron.
It's probably driving the wrong direction. Maybe turning around. Okay, drove past me. Hello, I'm driving this direction. Hello. I'm almost down the field, then I'm turning around.
Yeah, sometimes you might just need to slow down a bit and let him catch up. Let him figure things out for a sec while he's trying to figure things out for a minute. And usually once he's got it figured out once, he tends to remember then. He's just...
Well, he's on the wrong side. No, come on.
Now he's coming. Now he's figured it. See, he's figuring it out. He's slowly trying to work things out. He's trying to calculate where's the unloading point on that harvester. How do I get to it? His pathfinding calculations are running as best as they can.
Yeah, looks good, looks good, looks good. Yeah, unloading.
There you see.
Should I stop or should I drive on?
If you start driving, he will follow you, but he might stop a little bit before the end of the field. He won't drive all the way to the end of the field with you. Because whilst he's unloading, he stays within the field. So he'll probably stop.
It's not unloading anymore. I mean, the harvester's not unloading anymore.
Is he driven too far away?
The harvester stopped unloading. Why is that? Why did he stop?
Oh, is he off? Is the truck off on his merry adventures? No, he's just going to park somewhere safe by the looks of it. He's going to drive around the field again.
Was he trying to figure out the map or? What? Is now driving into the river or? Is there a bridge where he's driving?
I think he's reversing. He's reversing.
I mean, he was almost down the river. Now he's going down into the river.
Yeah, I'm going to say right now, you don't really want to be in there, dude. That's not the way to be. He's supposed to be going back to the farm silo because he's full.
Yeah? That's why I couldn't unload anymore.
That's why you couldn't unload anymore. He's supposed to go to the farm silo. That's the route you should have taken. Yep, cross the bridge.
Yeah, but he came from that field and there is no way across the bridge from that direction. See that?
Now he's stuck on the bridge. Well done.
From where he came, there was no crossing. Since when is there a collision on this bridge?
Since the latest 1.6
so
update.
far, there was no collision.
Yeah, well, he's added them.
The AI driver doesn't know that. Are you driving it? Oh.
I'm driving him. I'm getting him unstuck. Alright, have another go, mate. Hopefully he'll drive. I'm going to just sit there.
Where's driving?
Yeah, there's probably a couple of bits where the person who made the auto drive courses hasn't quite picked up all the corners and made all the possible turns. I know he missed connecting up. He actually missed connecting up the road leading out of the farm onto the main road. Which is like, Well, that breaks all the routes because the tracked vehicles can't leave the farm. So I had to connect that dot up.
Now he's waiting there on field 10. When he should go unloading, right?
Yeah. You've got your pipe out.
Yeah.
I think your pipe out might be overriding his need to go and unload.
Another attempt. Uh-oh, look where he's driving. Something's wrong. He's going again at this spot. Look! Look! He's trying to cross over there. Something's wrong.
There's no route for you there.
But he thinks there's a route. Why? How can you try to drive there when there's no possible way to drive?
I don't know what these, I'm not too sure what these yellow dots are for.
Maybe loading, unloading?
Yes, there's plenty of routes for him to go down. He could go down one of these roads. Can he not? Yeah. I'm gonna go to the farm, mate. You should probably go down that road. That's probably the better one for you to go down. Huh? Leave him to it. Leave him to it. He'll figure it out.
It's turning into the farm. I think he's turning towards the silo.
Yeah. He's going to go and unload.
You think he's coming back sometime?
Yeah, he should be on his way back. Where is he? Why has he gone that way?
Because I have field 10 and I'm on field 8.
Ah, that's why he's broken. That's
yeah, you
why
said field 10.
That's why he's broken. That's why he's not working properly.
Now I have field 8. Is he coming now?
Now, yeah, I'm going to send him to the right field now. Yeah, he's gone to field 10. Because that's what you were set to. That's probably why he was getting all confused and trying to drive all over the place.
You see, it's always, the problem is always between the ears. In front of the computer. And I did, oops, what's going on? I did set it to field 10, although I knew it is not field 10, but I didn't think. Just did what you said.
That's my fault. I've got the field number wrong. There he is. Just on his U-turn. He's now sat at the top of the field. You pipe out, that'll send in the signal, and he'll start coming and trying to figure out how to get to you. And I just think that whole process needs to be sped up a little bit in the mod, because the tractors are a little bit slow at driving around on the field. They need to be a bit quicker, because oftentimes, like you say, you're almost at the end of the field before he's got anywhere near there.
He is now pretty quick.
But he drives a long way past you, and then he's got to turn around.
Come on, I almost finished my soup before you come and taste it. Oh my god. Now he's doing the circle of death.
Yeah, I think at this moment in time it's almost better to stop and let him drive up to you, and then once he's actually caught up with you, then you can drive on and he'll follow you. I think if you're moving when you call him, it's at the moment it's just a little bit glitchy. Like I say, it's something that I hope they're going to sort out. I know when I was playing the other day on Calmston Farm, I just got in the habit of just parking the harvester every time I wanted emptying and just sitting there and waiting.
It's already pretty genius how it works.
Yeah. And what amazes me, it's one bloke that comes up with this. One little bloke sat at his own home doing it in his spare time, yet somebody like Giants with a whole team of programmers and
just don't do it.
Can't come up with
don't program it. They don't do
the same thing but better.
They focus on anything else.
Like penalising everybody for using herbicide because it goes against Giants' morals.
So what did you program into the tractor to collect and field 8?
Field 8, collect from harvester. Collect from a harvester on field 8 or near field 8, point 8, and then deliver to silo. That's it. Those are the only two settings you need. And as long as you set the harvester to the same field number, then they're both on the same radio wave, both on the same wavelength. The tractor knows where the harvester is and can sort of figure its way to it and around it. And then it can plot its route to the silo using all the dots that are all over the map.
Maybe you're supposed to be standing anyway when you call it. Like when your harvester would be full, you call it.
Yeah, that is one of the options you've got in auto drive in the one of these buttons somewhere. Tells you about harvesters, or is it only on the harvester? Might only be on your harvester. There's an option for unloading on the move or unloading stationary. And I think if you set it to unload stationary, it tends to make it a little bit more accurate.
So the AI driver in auto drive doesn't actually cost anything. Driver of BRX to the refuel thing. What is that?
That's me pressing all the wrong buttons.
Oh.
I don't want to drive anywhere. I'm trying to cultivate this field, but yeah, auto drive will go off and refuel vehicles if it thinks the vehicle needs fuel. It won't run out. Auto drive won't run out of fuel. It'll go off and refill the vehicle. Same way as if it thinks, oh, this vehicle's getting a bit need of repair, it will drive off and take it to the workshop and it'll automatically repair it. It will repair the vehicle and then bring it back and carry on doing what it was doing. It's a clever little program, really.
So that means in future it could be that the map comes with auto drive tracks?
Well, the map does have auto drive tracks because auto drive uses the default AI traffic network. So if there's AI vehicles on the map and they're driving around, it loads the tracks from those as your default pathway. So all the green lines on the main roads and that, it's loaded those off of the map anyway. But it's all the lines leading to the main roads, like from your farm, from your fields. Those have all got to be made by you. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the person who's done this one, he's done it very, very complicated. Really, really complicated with all the lines and stuff. And maybe he's overcomplicated it a bit. In my view.
Maybe. Yeah.
As I say, I don't know what the yellow lines are. I only use green and blue lines when I'm doing my auto drive stuff in my single player maps. So.
It's the yellow lines is airfield, unloading, whatever stuff. Like grain cart driver tracks.
Uh-oh. Tree. Hold for a minute. I was going to have to cut that down. Here we go, lots of nice lime spreading. Cultivating, potato harvesting, mulching. It's been a night of activity. Beep, beep.
Wait for the day when it's December or January when we do a wheat harvest in the snow.
Yeah. Harvesting in the snow. I wonder if the rain and snow has any effect on harvesting if you've got seasons turned off.
Oh, it should.
Whether it will say, sorry, you cannot harvest because it's raining or it's snowing.
Season has delivered your expectations that seasons is probably not working for multiplayers. It's difficult to get progress. Keep people busy.
With the current growth calendar, definitely, because it's a bit all over the place. I did download a growth calendar that's been designed more around UK farming, which I'm going to try and use with my Calmsden Farms map, which allows you to plant stuff at different times of the year and gives you a bit longer to plant, a bit longer to harvest. There's a bit more of an overlap. I wonder if that would probably be better for seasons, for multiplayer. I've just had to make a few tweaks to it because the person who originally created the UK map decided to disable several of the crops, and they were like, yeah, we don't grow that in the UK, turn it off. It's like, well,
like cotton.
Yeah, like cotton and sugarcane, and I'm just like, to be honest, I'd rather just have it available. Yeah, I agree, move all the wheat and barley and oat stuff, move that and make that follow the UK planting and harvesting cycle. But just because we don't typically do crops doesn't mean just turn them off completely, because at the end of the day, it's still a game. Yeah. And for like your productions, we still need to be able to get cotton to do clothing and fabrics and stuff. So we kind of need to be able to harvest that. Same with sugarcane. If we want to make sugar and ultimately then make chocolate down the road and cakes and stuff, we need sugar. So we need sugarcane.
Sugar beets. You grow sugar beets, I guess, huh?
Yeah, you can do. But why limit yourself?
So, yeah, you don't have to, but it makes sense to me. I mean, that if you want to have a UK-based growth situation, crop situation, I wouldn't see cotton on the German map. No?
You don't grow cotton in Germany?
No. we grow cheese. And we also grow milk in milk cans. In Tetra packs.
We grow cartons. Milk grows on trees in cartons.
You can ask people, what does a curry tree look like?
Does a curry tree
What type of tree does curry grow? And then people think about it and say, oh no, this is a mixture of spices, curry. It's not a spice that grows on a tree.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
Look, potato harvest almost done.
What
then bedtime.
What I find a bit weird, and I still don't quite understand why this works. Why does my cultivator fertilise the field that isn't the field?
You mean the grass?
Yeah, why does it fertilise the grass but doesn't actually fertilise the field? I don't quite understand that bit. Why is it fertilising the grass?
It's the same if you use a mulcher. Mulches the grass outside.
Yeah, it mulches the grass outside, but it doesn't add fertiliser. Because I tested that earlier on field 5. And it wasn't giving me fertiliser, so I kind of stopped mulching all the grass around the field, because I was like, well, it's a bit pointless, it's not doing anything. But the cultivator is definitely doing it. It's weird. But again, I guess these are all things that are probably going to get fixed when Giants do a patch and do the next update. Some of these weird things.
That whatever you do at the edge of the field doesn't impact anything. Doesn't add fertilizer or stuff or whatever.
Yeah, and I'd like to see the stone picker not put cultivating. Not set the field to cultivated. And if I use
it's also when you do mulching, if you hit the edge of the field or the grass, it's called mulched. Yeah, and it looks ugly. The field border looks ugly. Okay, pipe out.
Can we retrim that bit?
I have pipe out. He's smoking. He went for a smoke. Now he's coming.
I'm telling
driving
you.
Again in my direction.
The driver's
okay,
the driver's
I'm not driving. No,
the driver
turning around.
The driver is Gerald. If you turn your radio on, you'd be hearing and then the potatoes and by day and the night you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got a clue.
No idea what he was saying. I'm full.
I think when I edit my, that gives me an idea actually. I think when I edit my next Calmsden Farms video, I'm going to put a clip.
Is he staying there, or does he notice that he's full?
He'll notice he's full.
Do I have to get my pipe back in?
Yeah, you need to pipe in, and then he'll drive off.
No, he's driving off. No, he's driving off anyway.
He takes a couple of seconds just to figure things out.
No, he was just smoking again.
Just likes to evaluate.
Okay, now he's driving back to that field edge. That's what he did last time. He tried to find this spot on field 10. That's why he drove through the hedges. Huh?
No, he's on the main road.
His way of getting off the field is actually defined, yeah? And he wanted to find this field 10.
Yeah, because he's gone the right way this time. He's gone to the main road.
Field 8. Yeah, but he knows that he's on field 8 now. Before I had field 10 in my harvester.
You were confusing him.
So he's unloading. Potatoes. Yep, it's going up in the silo. 133,000, 140,000.
So we've almost got the potatoes back to where we was then before we restarted the map. So we're almost back to the correct number of potatoes. So that'll be fine.
He should now come back.
Yeah.
It's driving. Because I still have my pipe out. Past the stone crusher and onto the main road. Okay. So it's not taking a turn inside. It's also difficult then that where can you leave your vehicles now in the farm, you know? That they are not in the way.
Well, just don't park them anywhere where the yellow lines are, green lines are.
See them.
But they do have pathfinding, they do have collision detecting, so if they do detect something in front of them, they will detour around it. And you can set each vehicle, you can go into each vehicle and go into the settings and choose how far they will actually be prepared to travel on a detour to avoid an object.
So he's coming back to the field. He should now notice, oh, I still have to unload him.
I think for some reason, when I first loaded up Auto Drive today, the vehicles had a maximum detour distance set of about 1,000 meters. I was like, that's probably a bit far.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't want the guy taking a 1 kilometer detour just to drive round a bucket.
Yeah.
Or you know, a chicken, or a bale.
He's coming back to unload. But I was stationary, I didn't move.
Yeah. Well, he'll keep coming back to you, tell him to stop. He'll keep driving back to the field until you tell him to do something else. There's no set number of times he will do that, unlike the other courses where you can choose how many laps he does.
Is there no voice recognition? Okay, you can go to the silo now, mate. I'm finished. Field 10 is finished.
Nope.
I thought I'd give it a wash.
He did a Lando Norris. He binned it on the last corner. I was like Lando Norris in Russia last year when he crashed on the last lap whilst leading the race. And Lewis Hamilton said, "Thank you very much. I'll have the victory then." Oh no, it was when he tried to be clever. When it started raining in Russia and he was like, no, I'm not coming into the pits for wet tyres. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to stay out. And then he spun off because it was too wet. Whereas Lewis was like, yeah, he doesn't have the skill that I have.
Can you tell the other tractor to go back to the silo?
Yeah. Drainage route.
It's actually when you are above the shed and then you go scroll into the shed, then the tractor appears. When you're outside, the tractor is not there. That's how they save frame rate, I guess.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I think the
vehicles are not there that you don't see.
I think the disable camera collision mod kind of interferes with that system a bit, because I've noticed sometimes my tractors in the sheds, I'll zoom in and the wheels disappear off the tractor and bits of the tractor disappear and I'm like, oh, what's gone wrong? And then I zoom out and everything comes back again.
Yeah, and when you zoom outside the shed and zoom in, then you notice, whoops, then the tractor appears. So that means it vanishes when you're outside. There is no tractor inside. It's like with the, what's that? Schröder, the Schröder cat. Is it dead or alive?
Is it dead or alive? Yeah. There's no way to know for sure unless you open the box. Hey, it's going to rain.
If you close the shed, you get performance. If you close the shed, your performance increases.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already getting 60 FPS. Is my character looking up when I'm looking up?
You looking up?
Is she looking up? I'm looking up now.
No, she's just staring straight at me.
So she's not looking up.
Right, I need the plough next time. I'm going to park my tractor over here to remind me. Next task will be ploughing on the potato field. Does it need lime? Let's check that. Yes, it does need lime. Of course it needs bloody lime.
Which movie is that?
What?
I'm from Vulcan.
Star Trek.
See me?
Star Trek. Star Trek. Mr. Spock, he's from Vulcan.
I knew.
I'm over at the greenhouses.
Yeah, that's... How can I jump into the greenhouses from there? Huh?
Can't.
I want you to look at me. That's what I want. Where are the fucking greenhouses?
What is he wearing? It's Clarkson. Going to get the bee juice.
It's like in Back to the Future.
Marty,
he's wearing something
I am
like
Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan.
Yeah, that's it.
I will melt your brain.
But he wore something like that.
Right, I want to do melons. And I want to do pumpkin.
Something like that, didn't he?
Greenhouses of a dog. Carrots. Oh, that's it. Yeah, he wore the yellow. He was wearing the nuclear radiation suit, wasn't he?
It's great that you can do it on the fly, you know. Where's my bike? Where's my bike? Can I get my bike, please?
Motorcycle. You look like you look like a Uber Eats delivery driver. Have you come to bring a McDonald's or a KFC?
So this way she looks like a pilot.
That's something I'm surprised we haven't had yet. Third-person camera mod. So you can see your farmer all the time when you're running around on foot.
Oh.
Pull him over.
I'm looking like a pilot. No, it did pilot.
Don't pick up hitchhikers. What was that film? What was that film from? Where the dude picks up the hitchhiker and then... Later on, the police stop the car. Or something. For some reason, the police are involved. And then when the police check the car, the hitchhiker's legged it and done a runner. But he's left a bag in the car. And the bag's got a dead body in it. And they arrest the bloke who was driving. He was like, I didn't know he was a murderer. I just thought he needed a lift. And the police like, didn't you see the signs telling you not to pick up hitchhikers? He says, well, yeah, but I just thought it was one of them. I was just trying to be kind. I'm trying to think what film is that from?
You don't know.
I could see the actor. He's the guy that was in Night at the Museum and Dodgeball. And Meet the Parents. That actor. What's his name? Ben Stiller. I'm gonna get the film in a minute. I know I am.
Yeah, look.
Picks up the hitchhiker. Yeah, look. Are you wearing lederhosen? No, you're not wearing lederhosen.
Trousers. Anyways,
it's past Mr. Helge's bedtime.
It is. Oh, I forgot to save. All the progress.
All the progress has been lost.
The potato harvest.
Potato harvest. He's going to have to do all the potatoes again. Yeah, good night, Mr. Helge. Yeah, I'm going to have to remember that. Only Mr. Helge can harvest potatoes on this map because the harvester won't let me unload it. harvester doesn't unload for me. Only works for Mr Helge. I'm trying to think which... Okay, so those greenhouses there have got water in. I wonder if I've broken it. Right, one of the greenhouses has got 20,000 litres of stuff in it, and then there's one that hasn't. I'm slightly confused. Because some of the greenhouses have got tippy things on both sides, and the other ones haven't. So one of these has got 20,000 litres, the other one's got 240,000 litres, one's got 219, and then there's a greenhouse with nothing in it. Now how do I fill that greenhouse? Maybe it's too close. Tell you what, I'm not going to fill up from there because that is taking ages and it's costing me money. I'm going to drive back to the farm and fill up from the pond again. But I need to get ourselves a proper water filling thing, a good one. You used to be able to fill up from the farm supplies in the previous version of the map, but he's obviously removed that functionality in 1.6, and that's a little bit of annoying. I would place that you'd place that farm supplies building at various places on the map to make life a little bit easy for yourself. I wonder if we've even got compost from that. There we go. Let's have a look. It'll tell me on here, won't it? Where's compost? Somewhere down the bottom. Yeah, red cabbage. What is going on with that? Compost, compost, compost. Farm supplies, so I can buy compost. I didn't see a greenhouse for red cabbage. Again, it's something I probably need to check the log, because there's a couple of weird things I'm noticing. Yeah, red cabbage. I thought that grew in a greenhouse, but I haven't seen a greenhouse anywhere in the menu that lets me do cabbages. Let's go through here. I think I filled this greenhouse though. Yeah. It's that middle one. For some reason, that middle one is not loading. I wonder if it's because it's too close. I could have sworn one of these was supposed to grow. There's a greenhouse missing. There is. Are we doing tomatoes and strawberries? In that one? Yes. Might have been the case that I was trying to be too clever with the greenhouses and maybe placing them as close together as I have done. I've overlapped triggers and therefore it's not filling the greenhouses properly. But I will correct that. If need be, I can delete the greenhouse and just move it again. We've got room. That's the one good thing about that spot. There is room. There is room. Because we did have 6 greenhouses there previously on the previous save, on the previous version of the map. This time I tried to be a bit cleverer and only have 4 because the pallets were getting a little bit crazy. Shifting the fruit every day was a job in itself. Selling all the lettuces and tomatoes and strawberries and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it made ridiculous money, but it was a job. all of its own making. So which greenhouse needs water? The one that's supposed to be doing lettuces. Just lettuces. I may need to move that greenhouse then. Right, the lettuces are now getting water. Good. The other greenhouse has got 89,000 litres, so that's okay then. All the greenhouses are currently working then. So yeah, I just had to space that one a little bit more, because the triggers were... I think it's because Stevie's placed water butts on both ends. On Stevie's greenhouses, you've got a water thing there and a water thing there, and I think it just don't. But that's weird because those two are close together and it fills. Yet these two didn't until I moved that one and made more of a gap. Strange. Don't quite understand that one, if I'm being honest, but hey ho, that's how it goes. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to leave things for tonight. So thank you to everybody who has watched tonight's stream, and thank you of course to Mr Helge for joining me on the multiplayer server. I will be back with more Elm Creek action very soon, but for now, from me, it's good night. Take care of yourselves, stay safe,